Gallagher Jr. I'm an American Idiot on Broadway, and I'm here to answer your questions for Broadway.com's Ask a Star. My two favorites that are not from American Idiot, I really like When I Come Around. I really like Redundant. And maybe someday we'll do a second encore. Just me, and everybody else will leave because they think it's a dumb idea, but at least I'll do it. It would never ever happen, but there was a record that came out last year called The Monitor by one of my favorite bands, Titus Andronicus. But considering that the lead singer of Titus Andronicus was in a video that kind of poked fun at American Idiot, the musical, and the idea of rock musicals in general, I don't think you're going to see that musical anytime soon. It'd have to be somebody like kind of out of left field, like you know, I think one of the greats, like maybe like, you know, Patti LuPone or someone who you wouldn't necessarily see it coming. Well, Dory, no, I definitely don't miss it. It was fun for a while, but I now look back at pictures from where I was just like, you know, at Thanksgiving with my family or something, and I said, I walked around with that. It's just a bowl cut. That's really all it is. A very serious bowl cut. It took a lot of preparation to get it to look the way that it did in the show, actually. There was an Act 1 hair, and there was Act 2 hair. And in Act 1, I did it myself, and I basically just teased the heck out of it and messed it up and made it look like I'd slept on it for about 5 months straight without washing it. And then the Act 2 hair, our hair guy actually had to tease it up, and that took about 7 minutes to get it to really reach that altitude. One of my favorite horror movies is a horror movie called The Changeling with George C. Scott. It's about a man who loses his family and moves into a big empty house to try and write music, and realizes that the house is haunted by the spirit of a little boy. Maybe that would be a good musical. We get Tom Kitt to write some really spooky, eerie orchestrations and a little age makeup, and I'll play the George C. Scott role, and it'll be a disaster and close after 4 performances. You know what, why not just go straight to the top and just be part of the huge phenomenon that is the Twilight series. But I would just want to have like a walk-on role, or a victim, like a random victim, somebody that just gets killed really quickly by a vampire, or, you know, like maybe just an extra that nothing exciting happens to. Like maybe I just walk by in like a party scene or something. One of my favorites has always been Elvis Costello. When I was a teenager, I got into him, and I've listened to all of his records. I've heard that he's a really, really down-to-earth person, but he's one that I can't even imagine really meeting. And then, of course, there's, you know, the legends, Paul McCartney and Bob Dylan, and it's the same thing. They're in that caliber of people that I would not know how to thank them for the gift of the music that they've given, not just me, but the world at this point. He slid right in and fit perfectly, and also brought just a type of energy to the theater that we haven't had yet during the show, even with all the great audiences we've had and the opening night and all the excitement. But having him on stage is a whole different thing. I remember what was amazing for me was that he used to, I have this monologue kind of before St. Jimmy starts, and it's about 20 minutes into the show, and it's when Billy made his first appearance. And he would be backstage, and to psych himself up, he like would scream his head off and just go crazy and like pump himself up. But you know, these theaters aren't actually that big backstage, so it was audible to everybody in the theater. Even though his microphone wasn't on, everybody could hear it. I could hear it. Audience could hear it. And it was amazing. I loved it. I loved that he did that every night. It's something that probably normally wouldn't happen, and if any actor on Broadway decided that's what they needed, they'd probably be told by their stage manager to shut up. That pencil was made of marzipan candy, sickeningly sweet. We did many, many takes, and I thought I was going to go into a coma afterwards. But it was fun, though. Awesome. Wonderful. Goddess. Hilarious. Smooth. Rockin'.